Yeah, I think that was 1990 when Wagner really came on. We just missed the wing era with him. I think the last wing champion was
80-something.
I want to say the last driver to win a championship with a wing was...
last driver to win with a wing.
I want to say Mark Howard. 86.
Could be. I know I was there the night that he went up in a big ball of flame.
Howard won the championship in 86, and the next champion in 87 was Bob Boyd, and I don't think he had a wing on the car that year.
Okay.
Pretty sure. When he had the 34 car with,
I'm not good when it comes to facts like that.
Corey is.
Pretty sure that's what it was. But, hey, let's go into our final break of the night. We're right up at we're 8:01. We're going to take our final break. We're going to come back, and we are going to talk about an upcoming event that I know means a lot to all of us here and everybody pretty much in the entire Northwest.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a good segment to, I think, end the night with. We'll spend the last hour on that show, and we will be right back from the sales floor at Jetstream Aqua Massage. I'm Corey Penfold with Warren Simpson and Tom Yeack in the studio tonight. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes.
Archer Floor Coverings has been a family-owned and operated business since 2000. Archer Floor Coverings provides free estimates and specializes in multiple types of floors, such as carpet, vinyl, laminate, and hardwood. They have the entire Willamette Valley covered from Albany to Eugene and over to the Oregon coast. Archer Floor Coverings is serious about their work. They do all installations themselves. No subcontractors are ever used. Come see the beautiful showroom at Archer Floor Covering, 3775 Olympic Street, Springfield. From sales to installs, we can do it all. Archer Floor Covering, where your floor becomes our business. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 541-747-2608. Again, that's 541-747-2608. Whether it's new construction or a remodel project, we floor it.
Hey, Corey, you want to tell me what we're doing around all these cows?
We're at Stumbling J Livestock, Joel. Did you know that Stumbling J Livestock has been a family-owned business since 2005 and supplies all cattle needs from 300-pound feeders to 1,300-pound animals ready for butcher?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you know Stumbling J Livestock buys any type of livestock year-round and pays competitive prices?
No, I didn't know that either, Corey.
And I bet you didn't know Stumbling J Livestock buys and sells sheep and goats for pasture and meat.
No, I had no idea.
Joel, you don't know a whole bunch about cattle and livestock, do you?
Well, honestly, Corey, not really.
Well, Stumbling J Livestock provides all types of meat from silage-fed, grain-fed, even grass-fed.
Yeah, really?
Stumbling J sells butcher-ready hogs when available, too, Joel.
I sure love me some bacon. My local butcher, they've got the best bacon.
Those local butchers work directly with Stumbling J Livestock, and Stumbling J can butcher at a USDA plant to sell fresh meat straight off the farm.
Hey, Corey, how do you know so much about Stumbling J and their livestock?
Well, Joel, I read the script.
Man, let's eat. I'm hungry. Oh, man. I just found a cow pie with my new boots.
Yeah, I thought I smelled something. Don't worry, it'll wash off. Stumbling J Livestock Incorporated is located in Shedd, Oregon. You can contact them at 541-409-5650. 541-409-5650. Does your job, the weather, or your health have you feeling down? Jetstream Aqua Massage is your answer to feeling better. Our hands-free massage will leave you feeling rejuvenated, relaxed, and restored. Our machines will relieve muscle tension and soreness, reduce pain, improve sleep and circulation, decrease muscle spasms, and increase your range of motion. If you suffer from diabetes, you'll be amazed at what our machines will do for your circulation and how it treats neuropathy. Stress, anxiety, depression, and everyday aches and pains are no match for Jetstream Aqua Massage. Our beds will do more for you in 20 minutes than a traditional 1-hour massage. And at only $1 per minute, we'll save you time and money. Find us on Facebook, Jetstream Aqua Massage. It's not just a massage, it's an experience. Hi, listeners. Corey Penfold with Moxie Media Promotions and Jetstream Aqua Massage. I want to introduce you to my good friend and Aflac agent, Bo Nylene.
Hey, thanks, Corey. I wanted to talk to your listeners at Northwest Dirt News really about the 5 key benefits that Aflac provides them. Benefits like Aflac policies are deducted on a pre-tax basis, lowering your taxable income. And when you use your policies, your benefits are tax-free, giving you double savings. When you use your policies, Aflac pays you directly, not the hospital, not your doctor. Aflac pays our policyholders more than any other supplemental carrier in the industry. That's more money in your pocket. Aflac policies are portable, If you switch jobs, you can take it with you, so you're covered when you need it most. Over the lifetime of your policies, Aflac will never raise your premiums.
Bo, you've made some great points. But the selling point for my family was the value we receive for the premium we pay. We couldn't find this value with any other supplemental company.
Right, Corey. For the cost of a cup of coffee a week, you can protect your whole family. Aflac also has policies that cover cancer, short-term disability, and accident, meaning you're covered on and off the job.
So, Bo, you're telling me one of these race drivers out there listening can go out and stick their car on the wall 80 miles an hour and flip it, and they're covered?
Absolutely. Aflac's always there.
For more information about Aflac, contact my Aflac agent, Bo and Eileen, at 971-273-8943. That's 971-273-8943. Or you can find his information posted on Moxie Meat Promotions Facebook page. Bo knows Aflac.
Now back to Northwest Dirt News from the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio, live on Spreaker Radio.
All right.
And we're back.
It's good to be back. Final break of the night. Working on a couple things here late in the show. I want to hit it hard. I want to spend the last hour or most of it with one other segment coming up. I want to talk about Clare Cup. Very important race, not just at Willamette Speedway, but throughout the Northwest. Because
Very important at Willamette Speedway.
Why was that?
Very important at Willamette Speedway.
Well, very. Well, I mean, one of the bigger races we'll see. I think sentimentally, probably the biggest race of the year.
Without a doubt.
Claire Arnold, we just had a conversation about him off the air. I know that to all of us here, he meant a lot. I grew up at the track, and, I mean, Claire knew me from the time I was, 2 years old up until he passed. We miss him a lot.
We all do.
He was, in every sense of the word, a promoter.
Yep.
I put 20 years work in there before, I started going out.
You were
there.
very close with him.
We moved up when I was 12, and then I worked there for 20 years before I got a race car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I used to be one that could walk in the house, and just like I was one of his kids, so yeah, he was, the whole Arnold family's always been awesome to me.
Absolutely.
And,
I still see Evelyn every once in a while.
Yeah.
She's been out the track.
She has not changed in 20 years.
She hasn't. She hasn't. What a sweet, sweet lady.
Unbelievable woman. The whole thing with Claire passing was he wasn't young. He was 81 years old. Great life. Great life for anybody. There was a lot of us that dreaded it because we knew when he got sick, we knew eventually this was something that was going to happen. And the question was, what's going to happen to Willamette Speedway? I think Evelyn and Bill did a good job running it after Bill's passing or Claire's passing. But Claire did things different.
Claire's way.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing about that. And I had a conversation with another person not long ago, another driver, and they were just like, you know what? Claire was so far ahead of all of us. He was a visionary.
He was ahead of his time.
And they were saying if we could do things Claire's way now, what would it be like? I mean, Claire was so far ahead of us and seeing things happen before they happened. He was truly a visionary. To honor him with a race is more than necessary. It's a great race. It's one everybody looks forward to. It's kind of put itself there with the Strawberry Cup as far as prestige and the sentimental value of that race.
Sure.
I know that Claire, for me, was even as a kid at the racetrack, there was something about Claire that just kind of always fascinated you. Growing up at the track watching him, he was a guy that wasn't a real big man, but he was the biggest man you've ever known. As far as if something wasn't right, we're going to fix it. And if there's a problem, we're going to fix that. And when you come back, it's done. It's in the past. We're going to move forward. He was fair, 100%.
Well, yeah, that was one of definitely the cool things. It didn't matter if you had money or you didn't have money. You were treated the same way on the racetrack, no matter what. He really did care about his racers.
Oh, absolutely. He realized that the fans and the racers are the track.
Right.
And he invested in the fans and the racers, so to speak.
And he talked to the fans and the racers, he spent time talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid and we'd always, there was grass in front of the safety fence there on the straightaway, and
Yep.
and it was a routine kind of thing that Claire got a kick out of it, and all the kids enjoyed it because it's hot in the summertime.
Yep.
And he'd come out, and it was like it was a surprise. He hit that side
we
squirter
could
on the
do
water truck, but you knew it was coming. He knew he was going to get you, and he got just as much a kick out of it as anybody else.
Well, and do you
It was
remember?
always so much fun.
And I remember being a kid when he would do that. We'd line up and it'd be hot. He'd come by and he'd spray us. And he'd walk away every time going, "Man, that water stinks."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just that pond water, but it sure felt good. But
Yeah.
the thing with Claire, I mean, I've got so many memories of Claire, but I do remember watching Claire in the pits. If he saw something that wasn't right, we've talked about tech a lot tonight. If he saw something that wasn't right, he'd call you on it. If you didn't want to make it right, you got suspended for 2 weeks. When you came back, the car better be right. Move on, go race, have fun. It's in the past. I do remember. I'll tell you this honest to God truth. This was I'm going to say 1990, and it was what they called an open race, and there were still rules at open races. Certain cars, there was. It was the week after. I'm sorry. It was the week after an open race. And one particular driver thought he was going to get away with something. And we're up there talking with Claire. He's up in the top of the stands where we always sat. And he's talking to us. And you got to remember, this is right before the J car feature. It was dark. And the J cars are lined up getting ready to roll out. There's still, 5-6 laps left in the previous heat race or whatever. And Claire's looking down and he sees one car with a beadlock on the right rear. Okay, and he saw that from the top of the stands. He goes, "I'll be right back." Walks down the stairs, crosses the track, goes in, and he starts talking. He's talking to this driver. Driver gets out screaming and yelling, and he's pointing at the right rear tire, clearly a beadlock, and you can't have that on a J car back then. Driver wanted to argue with Claire. Claire kicked him out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, the car came back, no beadlock. Have at it, go have fun. But
that's something I forgot about is how he would penalize you by suspending you, and I forgot all about that. That's
he
interesting.
usually only got suspended for fighting.
Well, but that's the thing. The guy got out of his car,
really
was screaming
dirty
and yelling.
driving.
He did threaten.
That's usually what got you suspended. Because there's a number of times that we'd find something wrong with the car, and we gave you till next week to have it fixed. And then if you didn't have it fixed when you came back next week, you just leave it on the trailer.
Yeah.
But Claire
that's usually how he handled stuff. But the fighting was he took care of that. You knew
zero tolerance.
Yeah.
There's drive like a real dumbass.
Right. And he didn't tolerate that either. And you want to talk about a master when it come to track prep.
Oh my God.
I mean, the guy had so many years of experience. We're talking 45 years or 40 years at the point when he had passed. I think he had 66 to when he passed away in 2011, I think it was.
That sounds right, yeah.
Something like that, 2010. A long time. But Claire was, when I remember looking up as a kid, watching Claire, he always had the striped shirt on. He always had the rose-colored glasses. Remember that?
Yeah.
But I remember
pants and
yes.
White pants was a strict
mandatory.
rule. Yeah.
It was a mandatory deal.
Yep, very strict.
I do remember when I was a kid looking up to Claire every week, just watching him thinking, you know what? That guy he always reminded me of an Old West gunfighter.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Just the way he carried himself, and it was his place, and these were his rules, and and he just, there was something about Claire and that persona that, there was a lot of guys that really, really liked him, and there were guys that just couldn't stand him. The funny thing about that now is the guys that couldn't stand him sure wish he was here.
Oh yeah.
And he could change a track to go after somebody. One time racing Odysseys way back on the go-kart tracks, back when he actually watered the track for the go-karts.
Right.
And I'd been out there racing Odysseys, and the Odysseys would race when the track was wet to get the track prepped for the karts. And I noticed he wasn't watering the very outside. So for like 2 weeks in a row, I went out there and just killed him. Just went to the top, riding against the tires, just smoking everybody. And he watched me, and when Maine came around that next time, the top was really wet.
Yep.
And by the time I got smart enough to go back to the bottom, it was too late. I was already 3 spots behind.
He was a master of that on the big track as well.
Sure.
He'd watch somebody that was dominating and by running the top, for example, and he just never knew how he was going to prep the track. There were so many different things he could do to make you have to totally change your setup. I mean, you'd be out to lunch if you didn't guess the way he was going to water.
Yep.
And there's a lot of guys didn't like that.
Nobody yeah, you're right. A lot of guys. not that nobody liked it, but a lot of guys disliked it. If it fell into your hands or into your plate, then that was all good.
They're sitting in line waiting to roll out when the water truck rolls out.
Well, you got to
It's
watch for that diesel smoke, first of all.